Hi everybody, this is Shawna Odette from the Flying Cat Academy. Welcome to lesson number 112. In this lesson we will introduce the student to a new syllable type, consonant LE. Let's begin by setting up the table. Your top 160 sight word list, and if the student has finished that list, you can move on to the top 290 word list, which you can find at the flyingcatacademy.com website. Go to the guided lessons section and choose the subpage called Extra Resources. You'll need the teacher instruction sheet, the student's sight word card pack, some blank cards, a highlighter, markers, and some pencils. For the phonemic awareness drill, you'll need the teacher instruction sheet and the colored tiles for the student. For the visual drill and auditory drill, you'll need the teacher instruction sheets and the student's card pack. You'll need to cut out the cards for the syllable card drill and have them ready to go on the table. For the magnetic letter tile drills for reading and spelling, you'll need the teacher instruction sheets and the cookie sheet with the letters spread in a rainbow shape for the student. You'll need the syllable pounding instruction sheet, the new phoneme grapheme kinesthetic discovery sheet, and the sheets for the lesson. For the new content part of the lesson, we'll be introducing the new syllable type consonant LE, and we'll be reading some words that use that syllable type. So you'll need to cut those out and have them on the table. I will provide it in the lesson, but it is better for the student to have the manipulatives on the table. In addition to all of that, you'll probably have a timer on the table. You'll need this for the fluency element. To add the fluency part to the lessons, you'll need a secondary program such as Read Naturally or the 6-minute reading solution. Let's begin with the sight word study method. Student, can you take out your sight word card pack? I would like you to read through all the words in your pack. Every time you read a word correctly, put a check mark in the corner of the card. After you finish reading all the cards, hand the card pack to your teacher, and then it's your teacher's turn to read. Your teacher will read each card, and student, you will write down the words. When a word is written correctly, you'll use the other corner of the card and put a check mark. Teacher, you're ready with blocking strategies in case the student encounters difficulties. When you're finished with this task, have a quick discussion about which of those words has been mastered. The mastered words will be removed from the card pack. This leaves space so that you can introduce a new sight word. Now it's time for the phonemic awareness drill. Student, could you please take out your colored tiles? Your word is her. Can you repeat that word? Now I'd like you to build the word her, as in that is her book, with colored tiles. Then tap it and say it. Do you have 2 different colored tiles down? If you do, that's right. Okay, take a new color and call it D. Can you repeat that sound? Now add D to the end of her. And what's your new word? Tap it and say it. Did you say that the new word is herd, as in a herd of antelope? If you did, that's right. Now touch the in herd. I want you to change the into or, and then tap and say the new word. Did you say that the word is horde? If you did, that's right. Find the h in horde. Change the h into a f. Now tap it, say it. Did you say your new word is Ford? Okay. Find the D in Ford. Are you touching it? Change the D into a mm. Can you say that sound? Okay, make the switch now. Then tap it and say it. What's your new word? Did you say form, as in I will fill out the form? If you did, that's right. Here's your new sound, T. Can you repeat that sound? Now I'd like you to change the in form for a T. Do that now and then tap it, say it. Did you say that your new word is fort? If you did, that's right. Change the F in fort to a T. What's your new word? Tap it and say it. Did you say tort? Now I'm wondering, if you did, that's right. I'm wondering if you have the same color of tile at the beginning of your word as you do at the end. You should, because you have the same sound. T or t. Okay, find the or in tort. And I'd like you to change the or into R. Now tap it, say it. Did you say that the new word is tart? If you did, that's right. I baked a tart. Okay, great job. You can put your tiles away now. Okay, let's do the visual drill. Student, what is the sound of this one? Did you say I? If you did, that's right. Teacher, do about 6 to 8 flashcards in this way. Now let's do the auditory drill. Student, can you say ah? All right, I want you to think about all the ways that you know to write that phoneme. What are all the graphemes for ah? Write them down now and say the sound as you're doing it, and then underline the graphemes and say the sound again. Then we'll check your work. Did you get AW? And how about AU? And the third way to do it is a short O, just O. Okay, teacher, you can do about 6 to 8 flashcards in this way. Time to do the syllable card drill. So student, your teacher has this one all ready to go on the table. You're going to read down all the syllables in column number 1, then all the syllables in column number 2. Then you'll read across the rows making nonsense words. And finally, it's time to move around those syllables that are in column number 2 so that they match up with different ones in column number 1 to make real words. Remember to talk about the meanings of the words that you're creating and also to put some of them into sentences. Let's do some syllable pounding. Student, can you say im? How many syllables are in im? Pound them out. Let's see. Im. I hear one, just that short I. Try this one. Can you say important? It was very important to me that you came to my birthday party. How many syllables are in the word important? Let's see. Important. There's 3. Try this one. Importing. If you are bringing goods into your country, you are importing them. How many syllables are in importing? There's 3 in that one. Try this one. Paragraph. I will write a paragraph. How many syllables? I hear 3. Paragraph. Okay, let's do some syllable scooping. So student, could you take out the syllable scooping worksheet? And teacher, you can take out the answer key. And student, remember that it's always a wonderful idea to talk through your thinking as you're doing the scooping exercise. Now it's time to practice adding suffixes to bases that are of different syllable types. And you're thinking about the great spelling rule that comes in for each one. We have 2 worksheets that are going to help us to do this. And remember that it's a great idea to discuss your thinking while you're working. Now let's move into the new content part of the lesson. Today we're going to learn about a new syllable type. And this is the very last syllable type, so you're almost done the program. This is called the consonant LE syllable type. I'll pull up the rule card now. And what you can see is that in this syllable type, we have a consonant followed by one L, and that L is followed by a silent E. This syllable type, we save it till the very end because it's the only syllable type that does not exist in one syllable words. Another way to say this is that you need to have a different syllable type in front of the consonant LE to form a real word. Let's look at how this works. Your teacher has some cards on the table, and we'll look at the one that says CANDLE. The DLE part is the consonant LE part. Remember that the consonant LE can only create a word when another syllable type is present, so it only exists in multi-syllable words. When we're saying the DLE part, we'll say D for D, OL for the L, and then the E is just silently sitting there. Why do we need an E in that syllable? Remember when we learned the definition of what it means to be a syllable? Well, we said a syllable is a word or a part of a word with one vowel pattern. So you have to have the E there or else it wouldn't be a syllable. Let's think about that C-A-N. What type of syllable is that? Tell your teacher now. Did you say that was a closed syllable? If you did, that's right. So we'll read that word, tap and say C-A-N, and then read D-L-E, but just pronounce the D and the O and leave the E silent. What's that word? Candle. And then you can go to your second one. Think about the B-L-E. How will it sound? It'll sound just like a blend, the B-L blend without the E. It'll just be there silently. And you have to think, what type of syllable is the A? And that'll tell you how to read the A. And then you can go on to the next one. Feel free to pause me here. If the teacher doesn't have the cards, then you can just be working through it right now. Now when you get to this one, think about what happens to a C when it's followed by an I, an E, or a Y. Now let's work on this concept of consonant LE by doing the magnetic letter tile drill for reading. Student, you're going to need your cookie sheet with your letters spread in a rainbow shape. When we do the drill today, you know that every word is going to be a two-syllable word because consonant LE's syllable type, it can't exist in anything except for multi-syllable words. It's not a word on its own. Okay, are you ready? Here's your first syllable. Can you say k? Now find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Can you say ah? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Can you say mm? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. There's your syllable number 1. So tap it and say it. And now let's work on syllable number 2. Can you say d? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Can you say ol? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Now tap it and say it. Think about any spelling changes that you need to make. Did you say this word was candle? And did you spell it C-A-N-D-L-E? If you did, that's right. We can't forget that silent E that's in the second syllable. We need to have that silent E there or else it wouldn't be a syllable at all. Every syllable has to have a vowel. So even though we just hear the D and the O, we have to put the silent E in there. Okay, put your tiles away and get ready for a new word. Can you say T? Now find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Can you say A? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Can you say B? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Can you say O? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Now tap it and say it. Make any spelling changes you need to make. Did you say this word was table? I will sit down at the table. If you did, that's right. And we spell this one T-A-B-L-E. We have te, which is an open syllable, and B-L-E, which is a consonant L-E syllable type. All right, teacher, if there's time, you can do another word in this way. And if not, then have the student read the single word list, then the short story, and then you can add the fluency element. Now let's do the magnetic letter tile drill for spelling. Student, you're going to need your cookie sheet with your letters spread in a rainbow shape. Your word is rifle. Can you repeat that word? I might say, I went to the gun range to shoot the rifle. Okay, how many syllables do you hear in rifle? Let's do it. Rifle. I hear 2. And what type of syllable is the first one? Okay, what's the first sound that you hear in rifle? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. What's the second sound that you hear in rifle? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Now you have the first syllable right there. And now we're going to work on syllable number 2 in rifle. So what's the next sound in rifle? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. And what's the last sound that you hear in rifle? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Now think about any spelling changes that have to take place. Make your changes. And tap it and say it. Did you spell this word R-I-F-L-E? If you did, that's right. We have ri, which is the open syllable, and full, F-L-E, which is the consonant L-E syllable type. How would you change rifle? I hear that long I. I want to change it to riffle. How could I make that I into a I? Tell your teacher now. Riff-full. Did you say that we would double the F? So we would have R-I-F as our first syllable and F-L-E as the second syllable. Okay, put those tiles back and let's try a new word. Your word is Bible. Can you repeat that word? I might say, I sat down and read the Bible. Okay, what's the first sound that you hear in Bible? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. What's the next sound that you hear in Bible? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. What's the next sound that you hear in Bible? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. And what's the last sound that you hear in Bible? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Okay, now make any spelling changes that you need to make and tap it and say it. Did you spell this word B-I-B-L-E? If you did, that's right. Okay, teacher, if you have time, you can do another word in this way, and if not, then let's move on. Student, I'd like you to take out a pencil and some line paper. We're going to write some single words. All of these words will be 2-syllable words because we're working on the consonant L-E syllable type. Okay, can you repeat this word? Cable. I might say, I took a ride on the cable car. Okay, think about the syllables. So say the word cable. And then I'd like you to tap out the sounds in each syllable and say them. And then write it down. I'll say the whole word and then write it down. And then we'll check your work. Did you spell this one C-A-B-L-E? If you did, that's right. Try this one, able. Can you repeat that word? I might say, I am able to do it. So tap out the sounds, say the whole word, and write it down. Did you spell this one A-B-L-E? A-bull. There you go. If you did, that's right. And try this one, trample. Can you repeat that word? Trample. Okay, tap out the sounds in each syllable, say them, and then write it down. Then we'll check your work. Did you spell this one T-R-A-M-P-L-E? If you did, that's right. Okay, teacher, it's time for the student to write some sentences. I'd like you to read all 3 sentences to the student and let the student choose the 2 that will be written. Student, after you write a sentence, please check your work with CHOPS. Let's do a quick review before you go. I'm going to call up the consonant LE rule card here. And student, could you tell your teacher what you know about the consonant LE rule? What is a consonant LE syllable? Okay. What we know is that when we have one consonant followed by an L, followed by a silent E, we're always going to have the consonant LE syllable type be in the second syllable, not in the first. So it's something that happens at the end of words. It's the only syllable type where you have to have a different syllable type at the front in order to make a real word. It only exists in multi-syllable words. What type of syllable do we have here? Tap it and say it. can. And did you say that was a closed? Right. And then when we read the second syllable, we're going to read the D and the O, and the E is silent. So what's that word? Great job. That is the end of lesson 112. This is Shawna Odette from the Flying Cat Academy.